Claire's gonna follow.
Same with Lux.
Bob, are you coming?
Major Bites said, I follow.
She casts her hands out as you guys are in a field, and you see Queen Remy looking slightly younger, probably about. Hold on, let me go grab something real quick because I have the exact number. Y'all go ahead and talk amongst yourselves for a second.
Lux is just gonna look at Clara and goes, "What do you think our next plan should be?"
I cannot believe he didn't want the Euphoria module.
Of course, he's not gonna want it.
Because he's not a robot major. I mean, Bob.
Whoops.
Sorry.
Whoop up.
It's made with the best space drugs.
I don't know. Lux.
Alright, let's get back in. Remy shows you guys this large field. As, like I said, you can kind of see a younger version of her hanging around Z. They look around the same age. It's kind of. Queen Remy isn't even an adult. She looks like a kid, as Z is also a kid. Not a very young kid. They're around early teens, prepubescent years. But they're kind of playing together, just hanging out and whatnot. Acting extremely normal, like children. And then all of a sudden, Z, this little version of Z, trips over a small oh my gosh, my brain is scouring for so many synonyms. I can't. A small root, sticking up from the ground, connected to this large, grand tree. As he trips over and only scrapes his knee a tiny bit, his entire head sets on fire as he whips around, and the entire tree, like that, is engulfed in flames. Remy, on both sides, the child version of her and herself, is down in tears, realizing that you're right, Clara. You're absolutely right. You're more right than she wants to admit. If Z didn't find somebody that he loved and cared about, he would have been Parker. Just that memory. The sky turning orange with the flames. As time freezes. You guys are inside Queen Remy's head. All of you.
If what I said offended you, Remy, I'm sorry.
Major Bites said, I go to take a sample of the root.
It's a memory, dude. It's gonna fade away. It's like a big ass oak tree. You don't need to ruin the moment like that, man. No, I'm kidding. That was a joke. I realize how sour that joke was. Poor timing, sorry.
You're good.
I was apologizing to Major.
Oh, I thought that.
No.
Sorry.
She looks up at you, Clara, and says, "No, that's it. You're right. I can't be offended by the truth. That's not in my place."
I wish there was someone there for Parker. because I think that boredom he's feeling is actually loneliness. Whether he wants to admit that or not, I I think that's true.
As you're saying this, this man, this giant dude, kind of walks out, holding this big ol' tree, or not a tree. It's like a giant root, and he's missing his left arm. As he walks out and is like laughing and kneeling, and then he sees what Z did, and Z kind of looks up at him, apologizing. Remy is still crying. Z, with his red knee, kind of walks over to Remy and kind of helps her up.
Major Bites said, I go to Queen Remy and whisper to her, is that your father?
Queen Remy nods, kind of gulping again, looking down. As this man kind of like walks over to Z and just, after he falls, kind of picks him up by his arm and sets him on his feet. As Remy and Z are kind of like yelling at him, telling him not to leave or something like that. As he gets whistles and this large black horse kind of walks around, and he gets on it after patting Z on the head and walking over and giving Remy a hug. The horse walks off into the horizon. Remy shut her eyes to the experience. But Z is fuming with rage. So upset. Even though he is actually on fire, Remy walks over and gives him a hug. They whisper something to each other, and then Z lets go. As again, you guys are transported back to the hospital room, and Remy is just kind of looking down, extremely upset, but still astonished that you're right.
It's crazy how some emotions can change a person.
Yeah, it is. She fully breaks down into tears, dropping to her knees and just crying so hard.
Major Bites said, I go to comfort her.
Alright? How close do you want to get?
A hug.
Your intuition can definitely tell you that she does not like being touched when she's upset. Not at all.
I stop the hug.
Deactivating hug sequence. As she kind of stands up with her face red, her eyes puffed and whatnot, she kind of walks over to the door handle of the hospital, the room that she walked out of, and said, you guys said you wanted to see Z, right?
Yeah, I did.
Affirmative.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. She looks down. Tears are starting to drop down to the hospital floor as Z, with his hair shortened and wearing a very short hospital gown, for the first time you guys can see him. Tattoos are lining his arms, and in his eyes are these yellow symbols, stars, exactly like you've seen in Parker. Almost the exact same as his actual eyes. His irises, they're white. Completely white. He's staring up at the ceiling.
Major Bites said, "Oh no."
Don't. He's staring up at the ceiling, and there are burn marks all over his hands and arms. His hands and arms are scorched. You can almost see the muscles. He's laying there so defenselessly, so vulnerable, so in pain. He's just mumbling something over and over and over again.
And Clara, try to walk over to Z.
Oh no 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 no. As my character starts sparking from the eyes. And kneels.
Bob, you okay?
Are you asking Bob?
Yeah. Lex, does he need to get whacked again?
I don't know, but for some reason, hold on.
He
Hold
was
on,
the
hold
one
on,
who
hold
was
on.
blinded.
He's just sitting there. You can hear his kind of shaky breathing and his voice starting to come out of his mouth as Queen Remy kind of rushes over to his side and says, "Don't talk." She is bawling her eyes out. For the health nerds, he has an IV in. He has a CPAP breathing machine in, and he's attached to a heart monitor. He is wearing a full hospital gown, by the way.
Major Bites said. So he needs intravenous fluid for nutrients and medicine.
Yes. That is what an IV is for.
What? Lux is just gonna look.
I know.
Yeah. Lux is just gonna look at Clara and goes, "Why? Why is it?" Z has Okay, this may be stupid. This may be the most stupidest question that I'm gonna say, but um, what if in a way, just just some random way, right? There's a reason why Parker and Z are so like similar in some ways. What if like in a way they're connected?
Queen Remy looks over at you with her eyes so red, and she says, "Now is not the time."
Later, Lux.
Sorry. It's just a thought that crossed my mind.
Lux, hold the thought, please.
Got it.
Major Bites said, Lux, Z is blinded.
He's not just blinded. Remy says, as a doctor walks in behind you guys, and kind of kneels over, not kneels, but kind of leans over Z and is talking, like to his face. It seems like Z is super unresponsive. As the doctor looks up at you guys. Are you guys his friends, family?
I'm his creation.
Friend. Clara over here is family.
What's your relation? Relation.
Lover.
Sorry?
Lover.
Can you repeat that?
Here's your
Lover.
wife, okay?
We haven't crossed that bridge. Ah!
The doctor nods and says, okay. For those of you... Alright. Is what's happened interest to you at all?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. During the blast, Z decided to fly into the meteor and begin pushing it back with his hands, and then his legs, and then his wings. When he encountered a surface, his legs, arms, and wings burned, were incinerated and shattered. He has 4 broken ribs as well, and I can't explain the sigils that are around his eyes right now. I've never seen anything like that before. But somehow the burns and the burns are sticking around, but the broken limbs, how do I say this? Not Z, but the doctor hands you guys 2 sets of x-rays. The first one is from 4 hours ago. When he brought... Sorry, hold on, my bad. I have to change the time. Whoops. The first one is from 4 hours ago when we brought him in. The second one is from 40 minutes ago. On the left x-ray, you see literal, what looks like dust for bones. So many fragments. Shattered. Destroyed. And on the right side, the bones are just back to normal. Kind of. They're still broken, but not completely destroyed. You can even see his arms. They're fixed and normal. His fingers are the same. We've also detected complete loss of theta cell counts, when we brought him in.
Major Bites said, Doctor, if I may, could I take a photo of the sigils?
Not in here. His eyes are still sensitive to light, and I'm not done with what's happened, but this is something that you guys need to know, and if you can explain to me what's happening, that would be amazing, because, Clara, he hands you, 2 charts. One, it's a net 0. It's theta cell charts. And the other one, it's at 100% capacity. The first one was taken 4 hours ago, along with the x-rays. The second one was taken an hour ago. Total theta cell regeneration should not be possible. Not in humans. Or even humanoids. Most of them.
Doc, if I may ask, what are theta cells?
Theta cells are the things that are triggered biologically to cast forth an ability. Here. As he holds his hands out and little bubbles of water start appearing in his hand. That's all I can really do. It's bubbles, but some people can cast tsunamis if they have a high enough theta cell count.
Fascinating.
What were you going to say, Clara?
How was it jumping from 0 to 100?
I don't know.
Lux is holding both of the x-rays, and she's just looking at them, and then, like, in her mind something clicks, and she just looks at Clara and goes, remember, he did fuse with Fritz. Fritz is a celestial. Maybe it's something that has to do with that.
The doctor
That's the whole reason why he didn't regenerate.
The doctor looks at you and says, fusion with the celestial, even if that was likely this level of repair, total theta cell reparation from 0 to 100, 75 maybe, 60 more likely, 50 definitely, but 100%? I don't know anybody that has 100% in theta cell counts. That shouldn't be real or possible. Are you guys ready to hear the rest?
Clara nods. Yeah.
His
Go for it.
ability will never be the same. His fire is never going to be the same. His darkness is not going to be the same. Whether that's good or bad, that's up to him when he starts using them again. But there are some irreparable damages that's happened.
Like,
his mind was broken in some way. He's faced a grade 3 concussion. You might notice some personality changes, some differences, but patience and love and kindness is all we can ask. Possible early onset dementia, potential schizophrenia, and the damage that isn't mental is permanent blindness. Irreparable damage to the eyes. Total blindness. Z is gonna have to learn how to do a lot. He's gonna have to relearn how to eat, how to walk, how to find things like even just the restroom. And his senses are gonna be heightened, which means things might get overwhelming for him.
Major Bites said, could you manufacture ocular cybernetics?
Not for something like this. We've tried repairing his eyes, but those sigils around them incinerate everything that we put around it. Machines melted around his eyes, so we had to pull them away before they dripped into his eyes. But organic stuff doesn't do that. The doctor waves his hand around Z's eyes, and nothing happens. But his sleeve does kind of like ash a little bit. Nobody knows what's going on. You said you were his wife? The doctor says, looking at you, Clara.
Yeah. We haven't been official yet, but that was going to be down the line, yes.
I'm sorry for this. I understand you're an adventurer, right? I've heard about you guys.
Mm-hmm.
With enough patience, he can get back into adventuring. He can operate fully. But if you'd like, we can take him in. Queen Remy offered to take him back, and she'll resume her reign, and he won't have to do anything, just live a regular, peaceful life. It's your guys' decision whether to take him with you and continue his adventures, or leave him here in the capital.
Major Bites said, "Is he stable?"
He's not gonna die on the table, yeah. But his breathing is off, though.
I don't know.
Remy puts her hand on your shoulder, Clara, and says, "What would he want?"
It would be to adventure.
Then that's your answer. Simple as that. Z's never liked complicated things, has he?
No. Never mind.
Not so ever.
There's your answer.
But I'm sorry.
Then there's your answer. It's as simple as that. The doctor writes down on a piece of paper, so you'd like to continue him adventuring.
Yes.
Yep.
The doctor nods, and continues writing on a piece of paper. Is there anything that we should know about him? Medicines he needs, maybe food, diets, anything like that?
I don't think so.
Major Bites said, "He hates being called master."
Well, we won't have a problem with that.
No, we won't.
Alright. That's all I have. I'll leave you guys alone.
Mm-hmm.
The doctor, kind of taps his clipboard on his hand.
I got to ask.
And then walks away.
Damn it.
No, you can stop him. He's got to walk around you guys.
I stop him.
Okay. He stops at the door and looks at you and says, "Huh."
Do you guys have an engineering bay?
Damaged your hull? Whoa,
as
okay.
sparks fly out my chest.
Yeah, come on, we'll take care of you.
Yes.
The doctor grabs your hands and starts walking you out. Queen Remy looks at you guys and says, "Do you want me to leave you alone with him?"
I'm sorry.
Sorry?
I'm sorry.
Why are you apologizing?
We were at the college earlier and I freaked out to the point where the celestial I had kind of came out. It
Remy literally
teleported me.
interrupts you and gives you a hug. I don't care.
I'm sorry.
It's not your fault. You need to stop blaming yourself for things that you can't control.
I don't know how.
Would Z blame you?
Hmm?
Would he blame you?
Clara will shake her head. No.
If somebody as spiteful as Z wouldn't blame you, why would you blame yourself? As she lets go and steps back. You don't need to apologize. This wasn't your fault.
But if I hadn't freaked out, none of this would have happened. Fritz wouldn't have. What happened with Fritz and Iris wouldn't have happened, and
You see
you getting
Z's
hurt.
you see Z's arm starting to move as one finger kind of like creeps up, and you can almost like hear his skin moving around a little bit as he puts his finger to his lips, almost as if he's telling you to be quiet, Claire. You can tell he's telling you without being able to talk to stop blaming yourself. Remy just looks at him and says he's finally moving. It's almost like he waited.
Lux is just gonna look at Z and then look at Clara and just say, "Looks like someone's telling you to shut it."
Yeah, I guess so. Ellie. You are.
You see his hand kind of engulf itself in flames as it looks like he's holding his hand out.
Clara goes over.
As you get closer, you can't even feel the heat of the flame.
You gotta be careful. And as Clara says that, she kind of holds his hand as best as she could and very gently.
Lux, Remy, and Clara, all of you guys see the flames between the two wrap around each other's arms. As even though he is blind, Clara, he looks at you directly in the eyes and mouths something to you.
Does Clara know what he mouthed?
Correct. But nobody else does. as eventually Z lets go of her hand and the flames kind of like come off of his hand as he just drops his hand.
Love you.
Lux is gonna walk over to Z, and she's just gonna like look at him, not knowing if he's actually looking at her, and she's just gonna say, "Thanks for protecting us."
For a second, you don't see him respond, but when your like tunnel vision kind of widens, he just has his thumb up.
Lux is just gonna continue to look at him, and then she looks at Clara. And then she looks back at him and just goes, "You want something? Hurry up and get better. It's lonely not having you around. I hope you know that."
His other thumb goes up.
You are so silly. And I love you too.
Wait, hold on. Wait. What was the first thing that you just said?
You're silly.
Give me a
And I
second.
love
Hold
you
on.
too.
Wait a second. Give me a second. No, I heard the second thing. Just give me a second. Wait.
Yeah.
I gotta grab something.
Oh dear.
He takes in a deep breath from the air machine and literally spits it out as this long ass tube kind of like comes flying out of his mouth as he turns to you and says, "I told you not to call me silly."
But you are.
As he kind of like, he's just laying there. This mix between his positivity, it almost amplifies the sad and vulnerable position that he's in right now. Clara, you remember something. You didn't see descendants back in the hall, but you can still feel that she's around. Something happened. You can almost hear it. Hear its voice.
Clara looks around before kind of like moving her ears to see if she can hear it.
It's definitely not on the outside. It's almost like it's back in your head.
What is it, Clara?
She's back with me. I don't think we can be separated.
I mean, from the way it looked like into a fight, I mean, yeah, it seems like you and her are connected, so I don't think there will be a way to separate the both of you.
Yeah.
Don't blame her either, Z says.
I don't. She didn't know what was happening.
You know what's funny?
Hmm.
I can't see anything else. As Z looks directly at you, Clara. Just you. I'm sorry. I should have let you guys die.
No.
Get hit by that meteor. Crushed you all. Destroyed the world, everything. Z says, trying to be funny.
You know, if I could pinch your cheek, I would.
Go for it.
No, it would hurt you silly goose.
I don't got any burns on my faces.
All right. As Clara says that, she pinches Z's cheek.
You see a smile kind of creep on his face. As that color in his eyes just isn't there anymore, but the brightness is, the positivity and the refusal to just be sad all the time. I can feel it. Fritz.